Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed session 3 with the students in their career quest. Today you're going to begin talking about getting and keeping the job. The first thing you're going to need is when you go into the classroom, once again make sure the students pull out their name tags. You're also going to need the key term flashcards to go over the vocabulary, the getting the job game card pieces, the getting the job game boards, the dice, the game pieces, get and keep the job flyers, as well as the math STEM skills poster. Make sure you have this hanging up in the front of the classroom as an easy reference for the students to look at. You're going to begin talking to the students about someone decided they were just going to hire them for a job. They're going to talk about what that job is and why they are the perfect candidate for that job. They're going to have lots of different things that they want to be. They may want to be a professional athlete. They may want to be a teacher. So all these things are going to be their dream job that they're talking about. As they're doing this, you're going to be passing out to the students a getting and keeping the job flyer. So when the students have this, they're going to begin talking about what it is to have that dream job and what the type of skills that they need. So begin visiting with them and asking about if they have friends or siblings or family, where they work and what they do, what type of jobs they have and what kind of skills they need. Introduce the words to them of employers and employees. Make sure they know the difference between the two. That if they work somewhere, they are the employer. If they work for someone, that person is the employee. The guidebook says that if there's time allows to have them fill this out. I always have the students fill this out first. I give them just a couple minutes to do it. I let them know that they can put their name, they can make up an address. If they want to live in Arizona, they can live in Arizona for the day. They're going to have their job title, education, their skills, and their volunteer experience. A lot of students won't necessarily know what volunteer experience is, so make sure you explain to them that as a JA volunteer, you're donating your time to go into the students and teach them about junior achievement because you feel it's important. So talk about what it means to volunteer and why you choose to volunteer. The students are going to get a chance to list out their dream job and really think about those different skills that they need. They're going to have a great opportunity later on to see what other skills that they may be able to add to their list. Remind the students to think back to the last time you were there after they had filled out their last sheet to talk about if they had that skill, if they didn't have that skill, or if they were planning to develop that skill. After you give the students a few minutes to go through that, talk about how that's a resume and what that is important to do. A really great idea is also to bring a copy of your own resume or someone else's resume for the students to see what a real one would look like in person. There you can talk about, would you actually write with a pencil on your resume? And they're going to say no, they'd probably throw it away because they can't read it. So begin talking to them about what it means to have a professional resume. Once you're done with that, they're going to move on to the activity and the game board. Students are going to be broken up into different groups for the games. Make sure you read the instructions to the students before you break them up into groups and give them their game pieces. Otherwise, it's easy for them to become distracted. The vocab is very important for the game in order for them to understand exactly what they should be doing. Talk about soft skills. Don't rush over that, but make sure you show the importance of what it means to have soft skills, the importance of communication, and then also what a job interview is. Take a moment, as the guidebook says, to have the student actually come up to the classroom and do the mock interview that's in the bottom of your guidebook on page 32. The students will get a kick out of it and they'll really enjoy the opportunity to see what it's like to have an interview. Once the students are all completed with that and you've had the opportunity to do one of the interviews, then you're going to begin talking to the students about what the instructions are for their activity. So make sure you read the instructions to them. They're also going to have the instructions in the center of their game piece. So if they have additional questions, they're going to be able to see them right here. So you're going to pass out, break the students up into 8 groups, have the teacher help you with the groups to make sure that it's easier. Give them all of their game board pieces. They're going to get a game board, they're going to get one of these, one dice, and then they're going to get one of each color of chips. Have the students roll the dice to see who's going to start, and then they'll begin going around. Make sure you tell the students that while they're doing this activity, they need to open up their flyer and be keeping track of their points on here. Not only are they keeping track of their points if they work, that they win and they lose, but they also need to keep track of their work readiness skill. So maybe they lost points because they had their cell phone at work. Make sure they write that down there. Or maybe they gained points because they're always on time. So arriving on time would be a work readiness skill. Make sure they complete this because you're going to need to know this for the wrap-up portion of today's activity. Also allow the students to know that they may get around the game board more than once. Have the students play until each of the groups have finished and gone around one time, if time allows. Then you can stop the students wherever they are during their game and to have them add up their points. Talk about who was the winner of the group, who was the loser. You can talk about whether the game was fair, not fair, what kind of things they landed on that made them lose points, and what kind of things they landed on where they gained points. This is a great reference point to go back to the resume that they already filled out and talk about what those skills are. Then if time allows, tell them to add additional skills on here or to begin thinking about what kind of things that they may have for characteristics now that they'll want to work on for their future employment. Once you're done with that activity, you're going to let the students know that next time will be their last session for junior achievement, and you'll be back to talk about the global connections and how everything they've been talking about to this point is going to intertwine globally. Enjoy session 4.